Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So this is my cousin Ariel / best friend.
Oh yeah.
We've decided, since I haven't posted in a while, we're gonna do the controversial parenting questions and see what I think compared to what she thinks. So we'll go ahead and start. So breastfeeding versus formula. I feel like if you can't breastfeed and you go for formula, either one is fine.
Yeah, and some people can't breastfeed like at first because the baby won't latch on.
Yeah.
So
I mean, there's some women that can breastfeed, but I think it's just like whatever's easier for you, or like whatever's most comfortable for you is what you should do. I mean, for me, I'm gonna breastfeed and formula feed, because then I think it'd be easier. I mean, I can pump and everything, but I think when she goes and like stays somewhere, it'd be easier for her to be on formula.
yeah, true.
Because then I don't have to worry about if she runs out of milk or something, and
Yeah,
I have to like
I gotta
rush.
pump real fast. Give me some milk.
You need any milk? The next one is sweets versus like healthy food. I guess it kind of depends. Like, I wouldn't give Everly like a bunch of sweets unless it's like deserved or something, I guess. Like, not candy. Like, if she like went potty or something, I'd probably give her like a treat or something. Because that's just, you're not going to be able to avoid candy or sweets their whole life.
Kids are like, please give me some food.
And I'm hoping, like, because Brayden, which is my boyfriend, is super duper picky about everything. He doesn't like fruits. He doesn't like...
Yeah, that's how my son is.
Yeah, he doesn't like vegetables. He doesn't like anything like that. So I'm hoping she comes out easy like me and eats literally anything and everything. Because then I can just give her fruits instead of sweets.
With Brantley, the first thing he does when he wakes up is he wants a peanut butter sandwich, and if you have crust on that boy will not eat it at all. And then why doesn't like jelly? He just wants peanut butter sandwiches.
Brayden likes peanut butter and jelly sandwiches for every snack, meal, everything. I don't know. I think when I do potty training or something, I might try to do like apple sauces or something. Or if that doesn't work, then I'll resort to sweets. I just don't know. I just feel like candy is a bad thing, though, because then they'll expect it all the time, and they'll want it all the time. It's not very healthy either. I didn't grow up on candy, so...
Yeah. Brantley has a thing with, like, juice. Like, that's all he wants to drink is juice. And then Wyatt likes water and tea, but he won't drink juice. I'm like,
water and tea.
it's the same thing.
Vaccinating.
See, that's the thing, like, a lot of people don't agree with this, but, like, my boys aren't vaccinated. They were only vaccinated when they were first born, and ever since then, they have not been vaccinated at all.
See, in my opinion, there's, like, some things I wouldn't do. Like, I was vaccinated my whole life since I've been born. So, I mean, nothing's wrong with me. The only one that I stopped getting was the flu shot, because when I was getting it, it was making me sick. So I stopped getting in it, and then I haven't been sick since I stopped it.
See, we did research to make sure, like, because there's some, like, things saying that some vaccination shots that you get when you're a kid can cause more problems as you get older. Like,
see, none of mine did
some
that.
people were saying, like, you can get vaccinated.
I'm getting Everly vaccinated. I think the only one that I probably won't make her get is the flu shot, because every time me and my brothers and my grandma got it, we got super duper sick. And then we stopped getting it, and we didn't get sick. So there's just no point in getting it.
They've only had their first vaccination when they were born, and other than that, they have had not anything. But what you do, like, it's not against the law. Like, you have the right to do it. You just, like, when we get them, like, for school or whatever, we have to get an affidavit.
Oh, yeah.
And it's like a religion belief thing saying that you can enter your kid in, like, school if they're not vaccinated. That's the only way how we can get them in.
Yeah, I don't know, because then if you try to, like, go to different countries, too, and you don't have certain vaccinations, they won't let you.
Yeah, the only thing I'm worried about is, like...
Like, if you try to go, like, my grandma tried to go to Africa, and she was missing certain shots, so they made her sit in the airport and get all of them before she could go. And she got, like, super sick.
Vaccinations is, like, one thing that people really don't...
I guess it's just... It depends on how you feel about them, or like, how your experience with them.
See, like, sometimes I wish
I'm not going to shame someone. I'm not going to shame someone for not getting it, but then at the same time, I feel like you should get it, because then what if your kid has something and it gives it to my kid, or something like that?
What worries about me is, like, Brantley, he's starting like kindergarten, so he
Yeah.
hasn't been vaccinated. But Wyatt, he's going into first grade, and it's scary that like they haven't been vaccinated. Now there's all these like new like
Yeah,
shit that's
diseases.
going around school and
That's
shit,
what
you know, so I'm
I'm
like,
scared of.
What if you get this, but then like Suzanne's not okay with it, so it's like.
And then there's
yeah.
also like people that are like talking about how like the government's wanting to chip their kids now too.
Yeah, I don't want that shit not happening.
I will
No,
kill
hell
someone.
no.
You're not chipping my fucking
For
kid.
real. That's one thing that's not.
Sorry about the language. I don't usually talk like that. But
When it comes to
sorry,
that.
but no one's chipping my kid. There's no reason to put a chip in any child or person. I just don't see the point in
Why
it.
do we
We've
need
lived
it now?
without it for
Yeah.
so long.
We don't need
There's
it
just
now.
no
We don't need it.
point. Working moms versus staying home moms.
That can be iffy.
I think either way it's about the same. I mean,
Yeah, if you have someone that
no
comes in with a good
mom
income,
has it easy at all
Yeah.
because staying home all the time is a hard job for a mom. I'm going to be a stay-at-home mom as long as I can. But then there's some moms, income-wise, that need
Yeah.
to work. But daycare is so expensive nowadays. It's
and the
just
only way you
easier
can get
to
it
stay
is if,
home.
like you're on like food stamps or some other shit. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
that's
I
hard to get on.
Sorry, my dogs are going crazy. I'm being a stay-at-home mom just mainly because I really don't want to miss out on everything with my first child. I mean, the second one's probably not that bad, but I have the option to stay home, and our bills are covered and everything, so it's really not a big deal for us. But I say either one is a good mom. You're not a good mom or bad mom if you do either. Like, you're a working mom, okay, that's great. You're a stay-at-home mom, that's great too. Just do what you feel is comfortable for you and your family. It's whatever is easier. Oh, my freaking back hurts. It's freaking killing me. I can't get comfortable. Co-sleeping.
What's your child?
I don't know how I feel about this one. I just say there's like certain times.
Yeah, like some people always say the thing like, I want to sleep with my baby no matter what. And then there's some people say, well, if you sleep with a baby, you know, what if you roll over and kill your kid?
See,
So there's like a big
there's a
diversity
big
on
deal.
that.
Like when I first started watching Dawson, which is my nephew, and Braden's nephew when they were newborns, that was my very first time like keeping a newborn or like a baby overnight, because I would keep them overnight for their parents so they could go do stuff. And Dawson was used to sleeping in the bed and wanted to sleep with the parent, and or whoever he was with, he wanted to sleep with them in the bed, and I couldn't do that personally because it was hard on me, and he wanted to be held the whole time, and I'm super small compared to how big Dawson is. So I would try to get him to sleep and then put him in like the crib or in a pack and play, and it just really didn't work. At the time he was super small, so I just put him in a swing. But I would have to end up getting him back out because he did not want to sleep in a swing. So I think either way, if you like know consciously he's in the bed or something, or if you get like one of those pillow things, like the DockATot or whatever, so you don't roll over, is fine. But I think some parents just know consciously that their kid's in there. They'll, with Everly, I'm gonna try to get her in the swing or in the pack and play when she's big enough, because I really don't want her to depend on sleeping with us.
Same, because then usually that's when they're like, Mom, and they get
Because
older,
now
they're like,
Dawson's
"Sleep with
one,
you."
and he
Yeah,
still
sleeps in
expects to
bed.
sleep in the bed with us, and he will not sleep by himself. With Gabe, when he was newborn, she started him out already sleeping by himself, so he was already used to sleeping by himself, and now when he comes over, he just sleeps in the crib, and he's fine, because I usually just let him sleep in Everly's crib. The next one is discipline options. Like, how do you feel about spanking your child?
That's the thing, okay? Growing up, I got my ass beat all the time.
Same, I got my butt whooped.
Like, we always either got the hand or we got
I got
the...
everything I did wrong. I got my butt whooped, or I got put in the corner. So it's not a big deal to me. Like, I mean, I guess doing it in public is...
Yeah, a
you
different
shouldn't
thing.
do it in public, because then there's
Yeah.
everyone watching your
Yeah, they're
kid,
gonna
and
be like, I'm gonna call CPS.
they feel like embarrassed and everything, which sometimes you have to go to that extent to do that.
Yeah, because sometimes your kid acts up. You
But
gotta beat that ass. And
I just, if it was in public, I'd probably just take them to the bathroom, whoop
Yeah,
their butt,
that's
and
what
tell
we do
them,
with the
like,
boys.
stop. But at home, if they do something wrong, yes, I'm going to spank Everly. That's just how I grew up on it. It's not abuse to spank them on their butt. As long as you're spanking them on their butt and not like hitting them anywhere else is fine. Like timeout is an option too, but when I got put in timeout, I just played with my thumbs.
We got a quarter and we had to put it on my nose and keep it on the wall. And if that quarter fell, we would get our ass beat.
I would just freaking twiddle my thumbs till my time was up, or I'd sit there and play with like the wood like lining of the wall. Or I'd like talk to myself or something. I was weird as a young kid. Yeah. I'm still weird. What the heck? Okay, the next one is birth choices. So that would be like doing it at home, doing it at the hospital, doing it natural, stuff like that. We'll do doing it at home versus the hospital first, I guess. So I say, when I first was thinking about it, I wanted to do a home birth because there's just some things, some perks you get better with a home birth. Like some women say you're more comfortable. Like at the hospital, you're not allowed to eat or drink while you're in labor.
Yeah.
At home, you can snack. Like midwives let you snack through it, listen to music. Like you can be up and doing stuff. At the hospital, you have all these wires.
I think the only reason why they tell you not to use when you're about to
Yeah.
get sick is you don't like shit.
Well,
and everything.
well,
Like-
medication, so it doesn't
Okay.
mess with medication.
I thought it was to make sure like you didn't that shit when you're
But
getting ready.
at home, you're also in the comfort of your own home doing it. So I thought I would feel better about it. But being that I already have so many problems, which I'll make a whole new video on all my health problems, I think that it's better for me to go to the hospital because I don't think I'll be able to deal with it by myself. Because if something's wrong, especially with all my health
You need
problems,
someone there, like,
yeah,
to
and
help
then
you out.
Brayden came out with so many health problems when he was little, and she could come early. So there's just no telling, and I'd rather just be careful and go to the hospital where I know everything will be okay, which not all hospitals are safe.
Yeah.
They're not, but that's just my choice. I think I'm going to do the hospital now, which there is nothing I'm doing the hospital.
We're going to the hospital.
After I've been having all this back pain and stuff, I am going to be a big tit about this.
like,
give me the pain
Get this
meds.
child out of me.
Do something, help. I wanted to just do a freaking pool in the middle of the living room.
You're like, all right,
I
let's
told
do this.
Brayden, and Brayden was like, no, we're not
There's
doing
people
that.
everywhere.
So, doing it with or without medication. I think if you're strong enough to do it without, go for
See,
it.
I heard it the more, like, I've heard people, like, who've had kids, like, that have known, they said if you get epidural, like, it give you a lot of back problems, like, as you,
Yeah.
like, go, but then
Then
some
there's
people
some
say
that
it helps
don't.
it out, and then it's like, if you didn't have this shit, I don't think I would be here today.
Yeah. For real, I just think if you're strong enough to do it without, and you're able to do it without,
Do
you
it.
go for it.
Yeah,
You
for
be that
real.
strong mama.
I'd be
You
like, I
do
need that,
it.
please.
With me, I am being a wimp through this, so I'm getting an epidural. As soon as he asks, I'm be like, give me that epidural. Let's go for it.
I don't want to feel nothing between my
For
legs.
real. And I just rather, for me, I do the epidural. I mean, either way, you're a good mom. There's nothing bad about it. So
Yeah.
you do what's easier for you. This one's not really an option, but C-section or natural or vaginal. Like, to do it all natural, vaginal, or C-section. I'm
I
gonna
was
try
a
to do it
C-section,
vaginal.
baby. Like, when they give me, I was a little baby, my mom had to get cut open and have me.
I'm gonna try to do vaginal. There's no way I could do a natural. I'm just not strong enough for it. But if it comes down to it and I have to get a C-section, then that's my option.
I hope you'll be able to do, like, natural, because no, I don't think you can have a lot of people in there if you have
Yeah.
a C-section.
You can only have
Yeah,
one.
you can only have one person in there. And I probably your nana or your mom.
I don't know. See, I want to have my mom, my grandma, and Brayden, but
Yeah.
I'm not sure how the rules are yet. I haven't asked him, and it just depends on your doctor also. So I just have to ask. If not, I'm gonna have to pick between my mom and Nana, and it's probably gonna be my Nana.
You're like,
Because
"Nana,
if
please."
anyone knows my mom is very dramatic,
She'll, like,
and
freak
she
out
just
the
gets
whole time.
clingy, and I don't think I'll be able to deal with the clinginess during my labor and delivery because I'm just a very temperamental person, especially I hear you get very temperamental during labor, so I just don't think I'll be able to do that with her. I don't know. I want my mom in there because it's her first grandkid and everything.
Yeah, but I think you and...
But I think my grandma would be able to push me through it a lot easier than my mom would. Because my mom might freak out and, like, if the doctors aren't doing a certain something, she'll flip shit on them.
Make
like,
them do it right.
Why aren't you doing this? Why aren't you doing this? And trying to tell them to do their job that she has no clue.
Yeah.
Sleep training. I'm not sure how I feel about that one. So I guess mom's using the cried out method. I would say there's like certain, like to a certain extent on using the cried out method.
So
Like if they're just being a brat and not wanting to sleep, cry it out.
But they're like teething or something, try to fix the problem that's going on, and you need to get them to bed like on a certain schedule so they'll get used to that. Because if not,
with
they're going to be
Dawson,
up all night long.
When he's here, I usually try to like make him sleep in the crib or the pack and play, and he'll like scream and cry and scream.
Like hell
Just
all the
mainly
time.
because he wants me to hold him to sleep. Oh, mommy looks ugly. Just because he wants me to hold him to sleep, and I really can't hold him to sleep, especially being pregnant, and because he weighs so much and I'm so small. Usually I have to let him cry it out because I know for a fact he's not teething very much anymore, and he's just doing it because as soon as I pick him up, he's fine. So I'll just lay him down. Sometimes it'll take an hour, sometimes it'll take an hour and a half. In my opinion, if that's what helps you put your kid to sleep because they're just being a brat and crying because they want to be in your bed or wanting to be held, then you go for it. I'm not going to judge anyone on how they do with their kid. I mean, if they're just teething or they're hungry and you're just letting them cry, then yeah, that's a little wrong. You shouldn't do that. But it's whatever's easier for a mom. There's just certain moms that can't do stuff. Leo! My dog got something. Child spacing. So, like, age difference between your children.
Well, with Brantley and Wyatt, I don't have, like, they're not my, like, biological kids, but I have two stepsons. And Wyatt, he's 7, and then my youngest, he just turned 5. So she was, when Brantley was born, Wyatt was 3 months old when he was born. So that was like what? Or Wyatt's about to be 7. He's 6.
Well, they're about a year, almost a year apart.
Almost a year apart.
So yeah, my mom and everyone is telling me that like with Everly, I shouldn't wait a super long time in between to do it because then if I do it now, being so young and have them back to back, not like back to back, but like a year apart how y'all did it, then my kids will already be graduated and everything by the time I'm like 60.
Yeah, then you're like, alright, get to retire now.
So then there's like moms that don't and want to wait a long time.
See, my mom, me and my sisters were all 4 years apart. Me, Alexi, and Ashley.
Me and Tyler, which is my middle brother, we are a year apart, and then him and the twins are a year apart. So my mom had us all a year apart. It just depends on, I guess, what's easier on the mom.
Or just what happens.
What happens. I mean, in my opinion, with Everly, I'm going to try to have them far enough apart. I don't know, honestly, if I want another one after this, just because it's been so rough for me. But sometimes some moms have told me it's easier with your second than it is your first.
A lot of people say your first child, you're always just worried, you don't know what's happening.
Yeah, because I
do
want a boy. I really want a boy. But knowing Braden's family,